In the PH, we already have 103 million estimated population, and look how lucky I am to be part of that population. But every part has its own story. So here's mine. Hello, I'm Ralph, and this is the story of my life. It all started when my mom and dad got married, and after they got married, they successfully gave birth to my siblings, my sister, and my brother. And eventually, my mom got pregnant again. She gave birth to me on January 1, 1997, making that my birthday and here. When I was a child, I was being raised by my mother and being taken care by our babysitter. My babysitter is an abusive one, so I was being abused by her. Later on, my mom found out about the abuse, so she kicked out the sitter. Since I was a child, I am always fascinated about machines and how they work. I am fascinated on its majestic wirings and programming. One day, there was a time that my dad walked me through the mall called Gilmore, wherein computers and other technology can easily be found. So there was I, standing and looking on a amazing machine. I suddenly have the thought to convince my father to buy it, so he bought it. And that's the start of my life. When I reached the age of 7, I started learning and practicing programming languages such as Visual Basic 6. Fast forward to me reaching the age of 12, I became famous for making online games, hacks, and I started ethical hacking and became famous as one of the hackers that exposed website vulnerabilities. Going to my educational attainment, when I was a high school student, I was famous for being a bully. I really hate math, and whenever I see a mathematical equation, it feels like it's giving me not just a headache, but I guess it's a migraine. I was being praised for being the greatest when it comes to computer aspect. Um, I finished my secondary education with a grade of 100 in computer. Reaching college, I have a hard time finding out the course that I want to take. At first, I want to become a pilot, but then I figure out that my parents can afford the tuition and requirements for the course. So I thought about what course that suits to my abilities. Then I realized that I should take computer related courses. So I took software engineering. On the first year of my schooling, it became so easy for me because I already have the knowledge about the basic principles of computers. As I leveled up, it started to be more difficult because I'm not knowledgeable enough about other subjects, and most of it are math related. When I was 17 years old, I started to discover my new world, wherein I learned to party every night. It became my hobby, where I can get different girls every different night. I also learned to drink alcohol and smoke different kind of substances. I became immature that time. I fall in love with the wrong girls. And now I'm on the last level of my degree and hoping to graduate in June. The last level is the most difficult level as it involves more pressure, but I can feel a little bit excitement. Currently, I have a girlfriend and she supports me with every decision I make with my life. We spend traveling most of the time. That's why our relationship becomes extraordinary for me because of different experiences within different places. Someday I would like to travel to Canada, Uruguay, and Colorado because I heard those places are wonderful and full of joy. And as a fresh graduate, my first plan is to be hired as an employer to a decent company. And I'm hoping that upon saving and investing my salary in my own business, I will attain a financially stable life with a wonderful, happy family. I see myself in a very stable and happy life surrounded by different people who believes in my knowledge and abilities. And I hope that they're still there till the end, supporting and guiding me every moment. Thanks, guys, my family, my friends. You all the best.